that's the reason why we're an open organization. If there are sensitive issues, I pointed out in here, there are ways to address sensitive issues, okay? And I've suggested this. We had this discussion in the communications committee meeting, and there is ways to categorize classes of information. My guess is for the housing committee, it's going to be different than, say, for the government relations committee. But and I agree that there are certain kinds of things that that all organizations need to keep control over. But you need to keep them closed, not because you're looking to hide information, it's because it's the bank account number for the, and we don't want people stealing the money out of the bank and stuff like that. It's those kinds of things. And in the housing committee, you know, of course, it's the case that you're going to have tenants that come talk to you, and you want to have a way of doing that. But that really has to be done in executive session. That can't be done in public. And therefore, you need to have a policy on how to do it, and that's the right way to do that. And so, what?
It's 10 to 11.
Okay. And so, what I would finally say, I heard a bunch of people say that they're unfamiliar with this. Okay, I can't remember if someone on this side of the room said maybe we could push this to the bylaws, you know, ad hoc. I'm hearing a lot of comments around here now, and I would say that that might not be a bad idea, because I think if the problem is that everyone was, I was looking at Vinny's eyes actually, although it wasn't you before, and saying, gee, it's a constitutional issue. Gee, I hadn't brought my constitutional state of mind and, you know, loaded that module in to prepare me for this discussion. And so I would rather we had an informed discussion or informed opinion on this, rather than an opinion saying it's whatever time you just told me was 10 or whatever.
Are you saying that you want to withdraw the resolution prior to a discussion in the committee?
What might be appropriate, and I'd be willing to make this motion, I think I can make it, is to table the discussion until the next meeting, you know, and seeking some input from the bylaws committee.
Well, that depends on the committee, which has its hands full in discussing amendments to the Constitution and bylaws. I defer to the chair.
Well, let me just be clear. So I could table it to not the next meeting, but the meeting after, if that works with your schedule. Just give us.
Is that something you would want to take on, Dave, or do you want to continue the work we started? Up to you.
Or would I rather want to continue working with what?
Well, do you want to continue the work we've done on looking at the potential for amendments to the Constitution and bylaws, or would you rather drop that and take on?
I didn't say drop that. I was saying take on an additional item to educate this and then present to the. No, I was waiting for an answer. If the committee.
Yeah, if on the basis of your answer, if Frank wishes to simply table his motion, he gets to withdraw it at this point, and we can take it up at such time that the committee is ready to make some determination on the constitutionality of the question. The question is, the committee has already taken on a fairly significant load of work, and I don't see how both can be done simultaneously. So it's up to you.
Well,
We can simply vote on this and then discuss it afterwards, which means that the resolution passed in January would still have the effect of law in this organization.
I agree with that. It would still remain in effect until, you know, there was a discussion.
yeah. So what would then the motion be?
I would move to table this discussion until the ad hoc committee reports on its findings on it.
That's not the, I'm sorry.
Well, that's Frank's prerogative to withdraw the motion.
But it's not what the constitutional committee was established to do.
Which is why I asked David something if it would be something you want to take on. Right.
The constitutional committee is not
As we've noticed over the years, committees tend to take on those jobs that they feel
What Frank
need to be done.
is saying.
For example, the Social Cultural been the nexus of fundraising, but it's not in fact written in the Constitution. So if Dave chose to take this on, he could do so. The question is,
I must admit, I see the issues that Frank raised quite clearly as relating to our existing constitution and bylaws in the context of whether they adequately cover this or whether they do cover it. And the answer to that depends. We may or may not make a change to the constitution and bylaws depending upon what this body wants to do. But the question, in part, to a great extent, does have to be answered through our constitution and bylaws.
Let
So
me make a
I
suggestion.
like what he has put down as if he doesn't say by next meeting.
If I can make a suggestion, Frank, perhaps given the discussion we've had already, let's take the vote and let's continue with discussion afterwards, because the question of what is to be released and what is not to be released by this organization or by its constituent committees is not going away. It's going to be a question.
This is a technical question. Independently of that, I agree that there's,
That's neither here nor there. The question is, shall we go on and take the vote now? And then discuss it through the committee later?
I would rather have considering the opinions I've heard here, which I think would be better informed by some of the ad hoc committee or the Constitution Bylaws Committee. I think it would serve us well to understand what the real issue is. I think there are some deeper issues here, and as pointed out, there's not a conflict, but there's questions of if you're going to do this, what is the right way to do this? And if it turns out the committee,
Let's cut to the chase. You're saying you'd like it to be tabled?
I'd like it to be
The
tabled.
motion is tabled. Ellen, you had a...
Okay. So, did everybody print out the resolution?
Thank you. Thank you.
I know
Yvonne.
it does.
Did everybody print out the resolutions and letters about hydraulic fracturing? No. Okay, so I have some here, I'll pass them down.
Ladies and
Excuse me.
gentlemen, what we're being asked
I
to do
think a
tonight...
tabling this